ChatGPT 4 has a really cool feature, which are the plugins. So you can see I have a bunch downloaded. It's not because they're all great, it's because I just like to come in here and download stuff randomly and then try them out. So not everything I have installed is perfect, but I want to talk about how to use some of them. So when you come into the plugin store, they're all free, so I don't really know why it calls it a store, but whatever, I don't run this. You can find tons of different plugins that'll do different things for you. So it really depends on your use case. Now, do I get shiny object syndrome and randomly install them all the time? Yeah. Do I need to? No, because they're all here. So you can install and uninstall anytime. So really, I would say keep your installed plugins to the ones you're actually using. I am trying to take my own advice on this and reduce them. I had 5 pages before I started this, and now I'm down to 2. But I also just have some I want to try, so I will eventually get rid of more of them, to be honest. So the cool thing is that there's a popular section where it'll show you what like most people are using. And so here you're going to be able to find lots of different like ones that do all sorts of different things. A lot of people really like these ones that like chat with PDFs apparently. Don't know that I've ever really have that use case, but especially if you're like dealing with very technical or advanced PDF documents. So for example, like maybe a medical research paper and you want it summarized or to chat with ChatGPT about like, okay, does it cover this? What about that? What's in it? What's it talking about? That's a good use case for those ones. I really like anything that's going to browse the web and let me feed it a link. So there used to be one called Link Reader. I don't know if it just hates me or like if it actually got removed, but it is no longer there. Some people said that they were like incorporating it into ChatGPT's base code at time of recording. So far, that's not been working for me. So if it comes back, I'll be so happy. But there are other options here. Something like this browser op one. I use a different one that is called, it starts with a W, Web Pilot. That's the one I use. But you can see lots of different ones here that do all sorts of different things. So basically, if you want to like play around with them, go for it. Easy to do. Just remember that like these are coded by different people. Not all of them are amazing, and sometimes they're actually pretty bad. So don't like test them before you like decide you're 100% gonna use it, is what I would say. You can also find like new, all has so many of them. Like there's 1,020,000. Oh my God, there's a digital pet one. Okay, I have to install that. That sounds really interesting. I don't know what that is. Oh, I'll do that after then. Sorry. I should actually finish our discussion. As you can see, shiny object syndrome. But let's talk about some of the ones I have installed and just like how you would use any of these. So you can install as many as you want. I've yet to find a limit. Then when you want to get rid of them, you just hit uninstall and then you can always go back and grab them again later. Now, some of these I downloaded because I thought it would be genuinely beneficial to like my niches, like the Expedia one for my travel site. Sometimes they just sounded fun, like the meme generator and open trivia. I have not actually tried those ones yet, so I cannot speak to how well they work, but they're there. The ones that I actually use most often are Web Pilot and vidIQ. Just that way I can like summarize videos and get more information on, this one does like web pages, PDF, and general data, which I really enjoy getting to like have all of it there. I keep telling myself I'm gonna like create a meal plan with the tasty recipes. I've seen it work quite well. I think Dr. Marie Haynes has been using it. If not, she's using something else because she's been doing some really cool things with pardon me, just like lost my train of thought there, with creating meal plans with ChatGPT. But you can see there's tons of stuff here. I have tried a lot of them that I found were blatantly terrible. A lot of the SEO ones are really bad, which kind of sucks, but give them a try. Then when you want to actually use them, you'll see that they're all listed here. So when you first hover over this, you would go down to plugins, and then you're going to select up to 3. Now, if you have like, I tried it where I had like Web Pilot and a couple of those other ones that also read links. Depending on the specific command you give, it's going to auto select which one it wants to use. So you will not be able to be like, okay, I don't know, here's this thing. You can say use Web Pilot to do that, but if you just say like summarize this document and another one summaries are more at the core of it, it's going to use that instead of Web Pilot. And so whether or not it's the best one for the job, it seems to go based on like how it's like what it's told ChatGPT it's about. So be careful with that. Typically, I would say pick 3 that are like non-competing sort of a thing. That way, they're not going to like get in each other's way. So then to select them, you just need to tick it on. If it's off, it will be like kind of gray. If it's on, it will be blue. And then you'll be able to see that it's like hovering up here, like the little graphic for it. So then you know it's working. Now, if you select one and you're not 100% sure how it works, you can literally just ask ChatGPT, how does this plugin work? And it will tell you, and it'll tell you what you need to input and what kind of outputs you can expect. It'll even tell you like the best way to use it. So for this one, it's for Expedia, which is going to give you like places to stay or flight recommendations, activities or car rentals. And then to provide these recommendations, they'll ask for mandatory information step by step. So you need to like work with it. And unlike prompting it for other stuff, this is more of a chat function. So you're not going to like say, here's all of it right away. You can, but you don't have to. And what I like knowing is like the base, like what it's going to assume. So if I don't give it specific dates, it assumes a 3-day range a month from the current date. So that's why I do think this is a good prompt to start with when you're first using a plugin, so you understand how it works and how to use it, and you're not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall. So then it'll say, would you like to start planning a trip? Or basically like, do you want to start using this plugin? And then you can just go and ask questions. So like, yes, please. I'm going to Nashville, September 25th to, 30th. Please find me a pet-friendly hotel. And so because I just said Nashville, last time I tried this, it needed me to clarify what Nashville is, because there's more than one. There you go. Yep, so there's multiple locations called Nashville. So which one do I want? And I think that's a really helpful thing, is to like be able to tell it what I want. And you'll also see it'll tell you like which one it used. And then if you click on that, you get code, which I didn't mean to click on. Collapse your code. So it'll say like it used Expedia. So that's how you'll know if you used multiples, which one it actually ran. So I'll say Tennessee. And then it's going to give me more information. So last time it spit out like 3, I believe, options for hotels with some basic information and like an estimated price for that period of time. Yeah, so there you can see it's giving me some information about it. You can then have a conversation where you're saying like, actually I need breakfast and I need it to be more than 2 stars. I would not, or I guess 2 stars, not guest rating. I thought it said like 2 out of 10. Sorry, was not reading that fully. I was like, why would you suggest 2 out of 10? That's a terrible score. But I could say I need free Wi-Fi, I need free breakfast, and I need parking and whatever, and then adjust it by that. You could even say, actually, my dog's a service dog, so I don't need pet friendly, so let's expand our search. You can say it needs to be within 20 miles of this thing, and it'll give you those suggestions, and then it'll link to the options down here, so you can run that all in one spot. Now, that's more of like a functional plugin. There are also just fun plugins. So I thought we would try the meme generator because I think it just sounds cool. Please create an SEO meme. And let's see what it comes up with. Because like I said, I have not tried this yet. And so plugins do take an extra minute or 2 to work, because essentially what they're doing is running code and an extra prompt that's built in for ChatGPT. So then you need to give it a second to like run that. When you finally rank number 1 on Google, but it's for a typo nobody searches for. Fair play. I mean, not like the best meme in the world. The text is a bit cut off, but who cares? I think that's kind of fun. I don't know that I would like do anything with this significantly, but fun time. So yeah, some of the plugins are just for kind of entertainment purposes, but you can find a lot of ones that are going to actually help you with what you're doing. Now, I tried a couple extra that were SEO based because I really did hope that they would work, to be honest. I know a lot of people want to come in here and use things for keyword research to make it like kind of do everything in one spot. So far, that's not the case from what I've tried. And the ones that do a decent job, like SERPstat, it does the same job as SERPstat, like on its actual site. I don't think it's the greatest. There's a reason I don't talk about it very much or use it personally, but yeah, it's there. So the A plus Quick SEO does like a mini audit. There's another one as well that does, not showing up when I search SEO, but SEO is in the name, which is interesting. Let me see. It was like on page SEO. Nope. Okay, well, it's vanished. But there was another one I tried that was also kind of an on-page SEO test that would look and like check the on-page SEO of your site and see if it was good or not. Basically, it did the exact same thing that the Ahrefs plugin does, or Chrome extension does, where it would just like read like, okay, I don't know, you've used headers, you are indexed, that sort of stuff. However, it would tell you how often the keyword was used in every type of header and in the text, which is kind of a cool use case. To me, not super necessary, easy enough to do by myself, but yes, the options are there. So play around with some stuff. Hopefully they might get a bit better and you'd be able to like do all of your work in one spot. Currently not the case, in my opinion, based on what I have used at up to time of recording. So obviously I cannot guarantee everything, but some of these work better than others for sure. Now I like just sometimes also just want to play with the fun ones. I'm definitely downloading this digital pet. That sounds amazing. I just want to have that basically. But you can also find a lot of other interesting things like this, like recommend a book. You can use the Zapier plugin to create all sorts of unique connections. Authority Hacker have been doing this for a bit where they've like used Zapier and ChatGPT to essentially whenever they get an email that says like guest post or something, it'll automatically send it like a templated response for like if people want to buy a guest post. It's like, okay, here's how much that would cost. Even if it's spammy, like they're replying to the spammers for sure, but they are saying like, here is our price, that sort of a thing. I do believe they have humans like double check it before it sends, but they have a great YouTube video on that I will link below. Yeah, so tons of use cases here. There is a reason why some things are more popular than others. So like I would start with the popular ones and like look through what's here before I would just go through all of them, because there are a lot. So you don't necessarily need to go through every single one that exists, unless you're me and I don't know, I'm that person that needs to read every page of the menu, even if I've been there a million times, just in case there's something like, I don't know, something hiding somewhere that I need to read and try that thing, even if I always get the same thing. So yeah, that's how these work. They are pretty fun. I do think that they are a great extra bit to GPT-4 that can really improve its functionality. So this has been using ChatGPT plugins. The best thing you can do now is go and try some. So I definitely recommend, like I said, the two that I use most are vidIQ and WebPilot. vidIQ will summarize a YouTube video for you and give you a bit more information. I've just started trying the video captions one as well, which seems to do a good job of transcribing it to text, so you're actually able to like read it a little bit more. It is better, I think, for your own videos to kind of turn them into a blog post and repurpose it. But since you have the transcript, it's pretty easy to do that. So yeah, these two are my favorites so far. Definitely WebPilot is the one I almost always have enabled. And I do recommend, like when you're using plugins, you can't like start having a chat and then decide to turn it on. So if you think there's even a chance that you're going to want to use it, turn it on ahead of time. So I just basically always write with WebPilot turned on at this point for my own purposes. That way, like if I'm getting halfway through a piece and I realize I need to do some checking on something, I would rather run it in there than have to come back, open a new chat, and then do it elsewhere. So just kind of saves my ass when I randomly get an idea halfway through. As you can tell, I do pretty often because that happened at the beginning of this video. Yeah. So I hope this helps y'all. And I will say as well, Code Interpreter is another one here. I have not used it. I don't know enough about code. So if you are a coder, Code Interpreter is another like kind of plugin built in where you can like feed it your code and then have conversations about it, adjust it, learn more about it, and create better code essentially. So I do find that GPT-4 is much better at coding anything beyond like basic HTML. So if you are going to do any coding, 100% get GPT-4. And that is even from my like very, very, very limited understanding of code. So if you're doing anything beyond like HTML and maybe like just adding a line of CSS, I would upgrade. Otherwise, things will glitch intensely. Even when I was doing like JavaScript for calculators and stuff, GPT 3.5 was like, no, no, thank you. So I'm going to go download my digital pet now, and maybe you'll get one too, and maybe they can be friends.